The boarding gate buzzed with quiet chatter and rustling bags. A sharply dressed black man took his seat in first class. Moments later, a woman with designer sunglasses and a scowl marched toward the flight attendant, her voice sharp and dripping with contempt. "There's been a mistake," she hissed. "That man doesn't belong in first class. I feel unsafe." The crew started moving toward him, but then the man reached calmly into his jacket and pulled out an FBI badge that made everyone freeze. What happened next made national headlines. Malcolm Hayes wasn't just another passenger. He was a seasoned FBI special agent returning home from a counterterrorism conference. Tired but proud, he settled into seat 2A, enjoying a rare upgrade to first class, a small perk after years of field work. Minutes later, the atmosphere shifted. A white woman, somewhere in her 50s, boarded and immediately shot him a glare. Instead of taking her assigned seat, she went straight to the flight attendant. Her complaint was loud enough to turn heads. "Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories. Like this, there's a black man in first class. I think he snuck in. I don't feel comfortable," she whispered, but her voice was pointed and her meaning unmistakable. The flight attendant, caught between policy and panic, approached Malcolm. "Sir, we just need to verify your seat." Passengers looked on. Some were uncomfortable, others amused, and a few just curious. Malcolm didn't flinch. He reached into his coat pocket. "Sure, but first, let me show you this." Malcolm held up his badge. Gold. Official. Unmistakable. Special Agent Malcolm Hayes. FBI. Silence. The woman's face drained of color. The attendant stammered, her mouth opening and closing like she couldn't decide whether to apologize or flee. "I've just returned from an international task force meeting," Malcolm said calmly. "I paid for this seat. I earned this seat. And no one, not even her, is going to take it away because of how I look." The captain emerged from the cockpit, alerted by the commotion. "What's going on here?" Malcolm stood. "This woman accused me of fraud and demanded I be removed because of my skin color." The captain turned to the woman, who looked like a deer caught in headlights. "Ma'am, is that true?" I just thought—" "You thought wrong," the captain cut her off. "We do not tolerate racism or harassment on our airline. You will not be flying with us today." Gasps echoed through the cabin as airport security was called. The racist passenger pleaded, screamed, and even tried blaming safety concerns. But the evidence was irrefutable, and so was the presence of an FBI badge. As security escorted her out, Malcolm sat down, calmly buckling his seatbelt. A few nearby passengers applauded, and others gave him a respectful nod. The captain returned to the intercom. "Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the delay. Sometimes the real threat isn't a weapon, it's ignorance. Let's fly." Malcolm stared out the window, the clouds just beginning to part. He hadn't raised his voice, thrown a punch, or returned hate with hate. He didn't need to. He had justice on his side, and the system backed him this time. By the time the plane landed, someone had tweeted about the incident. Malcolm's calm response went viral, and news outlets picked up the story. The woman, later identified, was permanently banned from multiple airlines and faced public backlash. More importantly, the moment sparked national conversations about racism in everyday spaces, about how people of color still get questioned, even when they're protecting the very society that doubts them. Malcolm received messages from across the country, young black boys saying they wanted to be agents just like him, flight crews thanking him for his composure, and civil rights leaders praising him for making a statement without saying much at all. He didn't ask to be a symbol. But in that moment, when a badge met bias, he reminded the world, you never know who someone is. So treat everyone with dignity, because you might get escorted off the flight one day. If you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives.